I'm Sean Fennessy.
I'm Amanda Dobbins.
And this is The Big Picture, a conversation show about auctioning. It's the midway point of the year. Every year at this time, Chris Ryan comes in and we auction for movies once again. Now, earlier this year, we got some exciting properties, some that we're still holding on to or hoping appreciate over time. Chris, I know you spent several hours yesterday researching the remaining slate of 2024. How are you feeling?
The commercial real estate market has taken a downturn. And it turns out I'm overexposed on office buildings. So we'll see what we can do here. We're going to try and scrounge. I'm looking for, if anybody wants to buy into a piece of CR LLC and just kind of like liquidate it a little bit.
What other businesses operate inside of that LLC? Are we invested in Zyn? What else is in the market?
Also took a bit of a bath on that. I think I like to do my own research on these things. Partially, actually, because it's never led me astray in the past in my life, but also because I find it fun. I think that there's something kind of educational about writing all the movies down. I do this for the drafts, even though you wouldn't think.
In this metaphor of doing your own research, am I the Fauci in your experience that you are working against?
You're Daryl AstraZeneca. Yeah.
I'm trying to give you knowledge and information.
Yeah, but I like to think that you and I, while approaching things differently, have an equal amount of kind of passion for our subject. And I just like to go through the usual.
So what did your own research, reveal to you broadly?
All these movies already. And we don't know what's coming out in the second half of the year.
Yeah.
Amanda very helpfully stated before we started recording, I need to look at what movies are coming out in 2024, which is not an ideal setup for this.
I just wanted to have the list.
Just a reminder. Okay. You have a good sense of what you want?
This is not like a draft where you have to have... you do ultimately have to get 5 movies instead of 6, but there's more negotiating. So I don't have to have 18 movies ready to introduce. I can
about
surf
that.
it a bit more.
Right. Yeah.
Especially since all the movies are gone.
Well, I prepared more for this one because a lot of the movies are gone. Maybe it would be helpful to remind listeners how we did last time when we did this in January so they can get a sense. And we can talk through what we picked and didn't pick, and then we'll walk through the rules of how we do an auction if you've never listened to an auction episode before. So we did auction with our $1,000, 5 movies each. Mm-hmm. I got 2 movies that have been released, 2 that are still to come, 1 that is not coming out this year, alas. My movies are Hitman. I feel very good about that. Mickey 17, which I got for $3, which was nice. Not feeling very good about that auctioning. Furiosa Mad Max Saga. Some regrets.
Did it make $100 million?
It did not.
Domestic?
It did not.
Wow.
It did not. In fact, I think it only made $75 million.
Fall Guy is in the 90s, right?
I want to say 80s, but that also did not crack 100 million. My other 2 movies are yet to be released, but they are slated for this year. Megalopolis and Nosferatu. Amanda, what movies did you get?
Hold on. I think Fall Guy. I was just Googling Fall Guy box office because when you slander Fall Guy, I have to come to the rescue. You're right. 90 domestic, 81 international. So not yet. Mine, Challengers. I feel pretty great about that. And I also got the Bike Riders, which I feel great about. And it turns out that I drafted Maxine, which I'm seeing tonight, and I feel amazing about. That's for all my film Twitter people. I have Blitz, which is dated. It's coming out in November. It's debuting. It's opening the London Film Festival.
Bit of a weird one. Bit of a weird choice.
You know what?
Dedicated to London.
It's pretty location.
Why not Telluride?
Why not Berlin?
It's not funny.
That's not funny at all.
It's not funny. And then I have Twisters, which I just feel fucking sick about.
Yes.
Shot on film. Did you know that?
Twisters?
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
We did get a chance to see
we've
Twisters,
seen it.
which we'll talk about.
I don't know whether. I don't know
We
whether
did.
I'm embargoed yet, and I still don't know whether podcasting counts as social reaction versus.
It's a great question. I don't know.
They've never clarified it, but
you should talk about Twisters like it's a Malick movie. Don't get fired. Don't break your embargo, man.
Yeah.
It's really serious stuff.
Chris, why don't you recap the films that you got?
You know what? I did pretty well.
Yeah, this is the thing.
I got Dune Part 2 for $243. I drafted We Live in Time.
Yes.
For $375. And this is Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield, John Crowley romance, but is coming out.
It is coming out this
and
year.
is actually pretty high up there in some Best Picture like odds conversations.
Okay.
Those people haven't seen the movie yet.
Have you?
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, I don't want to get in trouble.
It's coming out though.
It is coming out.
It's coming out.
And I like both those people.
Gladiator 2.
I mean,
well, this is very exciting.
And I feel so good about it. And Ridley fandom can be a tough beat sometimes. You can get really, really over your skis with Ridley. And then it's like, oh, did he finish this movie? You know, this looks real. This looks good.
On the day we are recording, the new images premiered in Vanity Fair magazine. And so we see Paul Mescal, we see Denzel Washington.
Holding the dirt.
We see Joseph Quinn. We see all of the stars of this movie. You know,
it's
I'm ready. Like this is
he's balked.
Is this the most anticipated movie of the rest of the year? I feel like
so.
It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it does not have a lot of competition in terms of like when it's coming out, like it has runway to be a big hit, right?
Right. But isn't also Moana 2 coming out?
Yes.
Moana
I think they're
2.
two different
for people
audiences. And then also Wicked Part 1. I think those Wicked Part 1 and Moana 2 are the family contenders. And Gladiator 2 is for sad,
those three
single
movies are
52-year-old
really
men.
Inside of You Live Three Wolves.
It's going to be a really interesting November here on the podcast. Let me tell you, I've also got a Robert Zemeckis film about the passage of time happening in November, so it's going to be a hell of a month for me.
Right.
What did you think of Greenwald's take on the Here trailer?
Deplorable. I mean, shame on him. Honestly. I mean, I love Andrew, but I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Why don't we let artists make good choices?
Okay.
How about that?
Well, good being the operative word there, but
you know
that's
what?
another.
What would you rather do? Would you rather another Deadpool and Wolverine? Honestly.
No.
Think about it that way.
That's true. I mean, I would rather like another Sofia Coppola movie and another, like a lot of other things.
That's not a way to frame it.
Well,
she just made a movie
So
last
what I'm
year.
hearing from you, respectfully, is you think that directors should have absolute immunity, so to speak.
That isn't what I said. I said they should be able to try new things. This is a new framework for a movie idea.
Yeah.
It could be a disaster, and if it's a disaster, I'll say so. Just like when I thought Oppenheimer could be a disaster, and I came on and I was like, well, it turns out that movie's a masterpiece. Like, it's okay, but I think to judge a movie based on its trailer and be like, this is a horrible idea, in what world is that criticism?
I wasn't trying to get Andy run over by the bus. I think
you were. You just set him right up.
I was thinking about you when he was talking.
I just thought a lot about what's the Charlie Kaufman movie that
I'm thinking of ending things.
That cuts to directed by Robert Zemeckis like 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great joke.
I know. I'm just like, I don't know if Robert Zemeckis can actually release a movie after that.
I'm a hardcore Zemeckis defender. He's made like one movie in the last 15 years that I liked.
Yeah,
like it's very possible that that movie's a car crash.
Beowulf was longer ago.
No, Flight.
Yeah,
Flight's very good.
Flight's great.
I also drafted Speak No Evil, the remake of our beloved Scandinavian horror film, and that one stars Scoot McNairy and James McAvoy.
For $1.
Yeah.
That's
and
a
I
good
got
deal, yeah.
Horizon and American Saga Part 1
also
for
$1. Yeah. Which is roughly its box office gross coming out of the weekend.
Yeah. Hey. Times 11 million, man.
Hey.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Also, Kevin Costner doesn't believe in opening weekends.
Oh.
Did he say that out loud?
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, my films have legs. And that also my fans buy DVDs.
Yeah. He's right. He's right.
Keep talking, Kevin.
I need it on 4K.
I hadn't thought about what part 2
uh-huh.
6 weeks later would mean in terms of Kevin Costner just like talking in public for like another 6 weeks.
Do you think he's going to start? Do you think he's going to start doing?
Maybe no one around him thought about that either.
I'm enjoying it. The banana shake thing, I was into it. You know, his Green Mountain coffee sales. I'm for it. Just keep getting out there, man. I love it when a guy's like, I'm 69 and I'm talking a lot. I will not stop talking.
Do you think we should give Kevin Costner a pod?
Oh my God.
Is that the best idea we've ever had between Grantland and The Ringer?
What would it be about?
Anything he wants.
Third chair on JMO?
Okay.
It's not a bad idea.
Gretchen Whitmer.
Okay.
What do you think he's thinking about the debate right now?
Oh, no.
I think he's super into Whitmer.
You think he thinks Joe should step aside?
I don't even know if it's gotten that far.
Amanda, let me ask you this. Should Joe Biden step aside?
Has Costner given any money to RFK Jr.?
I don't believe so.
It's actually
you
not
think
too
that's
late.
Opposite?
He was a Pete Buttigieg guy.
Yeah, he was.
Costner was?
He was also like a Chris
cycle.
Jack Kemp guy. Like his political spectrum, it changes every 4 years.
Okay.
His positions.
So should Sleep step aside?
What would you do?
If
Kevin Costner was like, I need America to help me fund Horizon Part 3, but I can promise you that Gretchen Whitmer will be my love interest in this film. How much money would you give?
You wrong-footed me there. I thought you were going one direction. Can she act? Is she a better actor than Sienna Miller? That's really the question.
Whoa, hey, that's
I
so
love Sienna
rude.
Miller.
So all of these films now are back in the pool, right?
No.
The films that have not been released? They're taken off.
No, they're not back in the pool.
Okay.
I asked you to read them because you retain 3 films that have not been released. We Live in Time, Gladiator 2, and Speak No Evil. Amanda retains Maxine, Blitz, and Twisters. And I retain Megalopolis and Nosferatu.
We're still each drafting 5 new movies,
Correct.
right?
We're still drafting 5 new movies. Now, very quickly, so we each get $1,000 to bid. Each film on our slate must have a 2024 release date or an almost certain expectation of release in this calendar year. I'd like to discuss this a little bit with you because there's a couple movies that are undated that I'm a little confused about. Okay. The slate must total 5 movies from that $1,000. Bidders open with each new title and we go into snake fashion. You've got 30 seconds or whatever vamp time we decide on to make a new bid before the movie goes to the current bid holder. Movies that were previously auctioned off, that doesn't apply here. One thing that we did do is we added category triggers at the last auction, which I think was kind of an interesting idea. We're all kind of in a tricky spot with the category triggers, so I'm going to read through them for you. So one, at least 2 of your films,
Sorry, I was just setting up the exposition.
That's good, actually. It's good podcasting.
Thank you.
Yeah. At least 2 of your films must gross $100 million domestically.
Oh, I remembered. See, I already asked about that.
So, for example, neither Amanda nor I have any movies that have done that yet. Chris, you have Dune Part 2, which did do that. I don't think Horizon's going to get there.
I think Gladiator 2 will.
I think you're likely right, although I certainly would have guessed that Furiosa would have.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And that happened. So you never know what can happen in that respect.
I will say, I do think that the people in Gladiator 2 are way more famous. And Gladiator is actually a bigger movie than Fury Road.
I don't think that they're way more famous. I think Gladiator is a bigger movie than Fury Road.
You don't think Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington?
Paul Mescal is not more famous than Chris Hemsworth.
Denzel Washington?
Chris Hemsworth is wearing a fake nose in this movie.
Denzel Washington is playing a supporting part. Chris Hemsworth is way more famous
than Paul Mescal. And The Gladiator, respectfully. Or Gladiator is way more.
I'm very excited about Gladiator 2.
Famous
and Denzel's
than
great.
Furiosa.
Okay.
The movie will be sold on Paul Mescal, just as Furiosa was sold on Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. I think it's not just a question of fame. I think it's a question of do people want another Gladiator movie?
You know who else is in Gladiator 2 is box office superstar Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, Quiet Place Day 1. Did you see it?
I'm going to see it this week.
Oh, it's great. Okay, other triggers. At least one film must receive at least 2 Oscar nominations. At least one of your films must hit an 85 Metascore on Metacritic. This was kind of a crazy one because very few films score an 85. I don't think any of us have qualified for this one yet.
Not do it?
Dune did not.
Dune didn't got 85 on Metacritic?
Metacritic is a very harsh judge, a very harsh mistress. And no more than 2 sequels on your slate.
Challengers is 82. I was pretty close.
Yeah. Where is Dune Part 2 right now? Is it at 80?
Let me Google.
79 for Dune
79.
Part 2.
Okay.
So these last 2 are tricky, right? Because I've got a sequel on my list. Chris has 2 sequels on his list, so Chris cannot draft any sequels. Very notable.
That sucks. And I can't release
Amanda
anything to trade. I can't trade. I can't do anything like that.
No. Now, the question for here is that, so you have Maxine, that's a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Is Twisters a sequel?
Well,
I think it is.
I mean,
well, I honestly don't. I don't have a strong feeling either way.
Is there connective tissue?
One piece.
One very small piece.
Yes.
Okay, if Twisters is on, I think Romulus should be on.
As a sequel?
It is a sequel.
I know, but I think Romulus should get that same consideration, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, isn't Twisters just Twister 2, but with different characters? It's got Twister in its title.
Well, I mean, I think tornadoes are naturally occurring on this earth as opposed to xenomorphs.
I mean, it is.
Are we sure Twisters are real? Is that your take? You're very hot today. You've come very strong. I appreciate it.
I think it's probably a sequel. I mean,
Okay.
it's of a.
So then
it's
neither
a
of you can draft a sequel.
Well, okay.
I can only draft one.
But I can draft Wicked Part 1, right?
Yes,
Yes,
you can.
you
Okay.
You can draft the beginning of a
That's
franchise.
Great. That's really all I need.
Should we choose the auction order? Did you want to vamp about anything? Is there any other new?
We'll find time.
You're supposed to ask me how I'm feeling about the rest of 2024 so I can do my thing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't know if I was supposed to set that up or not.
Well, you were at least supposed to be like, what is your strategy?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
First of all, I care about you very much.
Sure.
Second of all, I was thinking about this in the shower. I literally was like, what am I going to do here?
You've been so stressed out about violating HIPAA for like 6 months. Hey, everyone, I'm pregnant again. In case you didn't guess from the 40X experiment.
Yay!
Yay! It's good. It was on purpose. And that is why I could not. I told Zach that I was going to share this news today. And he was like, okay, but can you make it sound like a good thing? Because it is a good thing instead of being like, and that's why I had to sit on the floor during Fall Guy. But that is why I had to sit on the floor during Fall Guy, because it is not advised for pregnant people.
Maybe everybody should have watched Fall Guy sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Did you?
No, but it should have been like, like the way John Lennon watched 2001, like in a temple.
Anyway. So for the purpose of this draft, I'm bringing a unique energy, which is just like full senioritis, because I'm going to be taking some time off in the second half of this year. I got to hand it to this baby on timing, because things get really thin. And my attitude is a little bit like, good luck, buddy. I'll see you in 2025.
Not to your baby. Right. Yeah.
That's my attitude towards her baby. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a little bit of that too for Q4. But
congratulations.
Thank you so much. You guys have both everyone here has been very supportive.
Do you have a moment in the future that you are already crestfallen to miss on this podcast?
Well, I think I might just try to bully myself in.
Okay.
For, Gladiator 2, I'm pretty excited about. And that's like, I hope I'll get to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
It's going to be tough when Chris and I are absolutely cooking on that episode.
I
I'm
know.
like, oh, sorry, my phone was on silent. I missed it. Sorry, Amanda.
And the other thing that Zach pointed out, he was like, you can say that you're like going to be checked out, but I listened to every minute of The Big Picture and The Watch and Rewatchables on leave.
Takes.
Like, that's all I had to do was like sit at home.
I'll tell Annie
and
that
be
we
like,
need to step it up and stop talking about shows that you don't like.
If you don't cover every episode of And Just Like That season 4 or whatever season it is, just call me. I'll send you voice memos.
Okay.
3 a.m. voice memos, Amanda reviews, and Just Like That.
Did you see Logan Marshall Green is going to be in Just Like That?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh God,
what's he been up to?
Good.
I don't know. I had so much stock in him, though.
Speaking of Alien sequels, yeah.
Man.
He had it.
Do you think that if I got to make a movie, and I immediately was just like, I'm casting Logan Marshall Green and Boyd Holbrook, do you think that would improve its chances of distribution?
No.
I think it would confirm straight to VOD. I like those. Those are the 2 stars of your movie?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that
one is a cop and one is a bank robber, and it's in Los Angeles.
Well, that could work.
Okay.
So do you feel like, well, this is important.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna keep up? Because you're now fully big picture pilled. You're like, I see everything now. You're fucking seeing Maxine.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, you are in the machine now.
So, the main thing is that I know that we are supposed to be rooting for theater. I do root for theaters. I like.
What was that?
I'm just like,
you're fully big picture filled. I will not be returning to movie theaters.
No, but I'm just
one woman goes on parental leave and she kills theaters in the process.
This is just where 17 days later release windows are great for me.
Yeah.
Because like the big issue will be getting to the theater like in a timely manner.
Right.
Because I can call and yell at you about stuff anytime. So I will try to keep things up at home. Maybe
Sorry, my phone was on silent.
Sorry, my phone was...
My bad.
It's fine. I know Bobby's number too. I try to catch up as I can. And then, I hope to be back sometime next year, all things, if it goes well, which I hope it does. And we do awards season. You'd do all the movies again.
Yes.
So maybe
that's
I'll just
upside for you and for the show.
Do them with you the second time around.
That actually will be
plan.
fun, as we won't feel like we're repeating ourselves as we have the last few years, where we're like, and here is another discussion about Anatomy of a Fall, and here is another, and Poor Things, of course, which you would never come through on because you simply would not see the film. So I could never have an interesting conversation about it.
The big question is will I ever see Wicked?
Why not?
Well, there are many people looking forward to it, and I respectfully am not one of them.
Oh, okay.
And like last time, I gave myself a pass on a couple of things where I was just like, well, you know what? That moment is past, and I now the moment of Wicked is not going to pass.
Oh, your last
Craven the Hunter.
You probably won't
will
see
I
that.
ever see Craven the Hunter?
I think given how Madam Web and Morbius shook out, skippable for you.
Yeah,
I would say. The idea of me doing a Craven the Hunter episode by myself in the dark days of December, pretty grim. Well, okay, so first of all, you know, for my purposes, I think maybe I should just have an open call. This should be like the MTV VJ contest, you know, where like we're picking strangers off the street. No, I mean, Chris, you're invited as often as you like. There are certain cultural forces.
You travel during the holidays, you know?
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Also, like, you know, you are usually game to go to screenings, but not at the clip that Amanda goes to screenings.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Any movie you would like to participate on, you're welcome.
Okay.
And obviously, we have a vast array of talented podcasters.
Also, just if there are,
but I want to find my Joe Beningo. WFAN, when I was a kid, had a contest for a radio call-in host to do the overnights. And Joe Beningo won. Joe Beningo, one of the most tortured Jets fans in history. And that is the voice that I listened to, that I think probably kind of like materialized my angst. And he was just some guy off the street. I don't even know, was he working construction or something? And he turned out to be a great radio host.
Okay.
So who knows? Who's the Joe Beningo?
Catch a rising star.
Who's fourth chair of the big picture? You know, that's what we're thinking about.
Wow.
Step right up.
Always iterating. Yeah. That's
Is
beautiful.
it Gretchen Whitmer?
Yeah.
Is it Gavin Newsom?
That's the other thing. It's just like, I will not be listening to JMO. And that is...
We're going to be podding right through it.
I know.
Yeah.
And that it's...
Election night.
I'm just looking... I'm looking for peace. You know?
Actually, Chris and I are going nightly. Every night from 6 to 12.
Yeah.
Live on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the feedback so far has been good.
Hawk to a girl live from outside of Maricopa County Courthouse.
I just saw she was already booked on a podcast and it was pitched as like exclusive first interview. Which, you know, good booking.
Okay, but you do know about that one.
Of course, yeah.
All
I do
right.
know about that one. Yeah. That one took over social media.
Okay, good.
That wasn't the same as like the whales or whatever's going on with them.
Shit in the Sen.
No, that's like a classic.
You gonna watch the Olympics?
I think so. I think so. I think Alice will be interested. I think we'll be able to narrativize that to her.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think that would be fun. But I've lost interest over the years in the Olympics. You have not. You love the Olympics.
I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like suddenly they're on and you're like, oh, yay.
Yeah.
I'll get invested.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What's your favorite non-basketball event?
Track.
What about you?
Gymnastics?
Gymnastics. Okay.
Come on.
What about swimming?
Carrie Strug generation. And I love swimming too.
I love swimming as well.
It's going to be an interesting fall. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Very happy for you.
Everyone, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys have known for a very long time and put up with a lot, so I appreciate you.
It's going to be a struggle here on the pod.
No, it'll be fine. We'll pre-record some stuff.
Yep,
If any publicist listening, if you have a festival film, I'm available to see it this summer. I can't go to Venice. This is like the real tragedy is that like I'm not going to Venice because I'm no longer allowed to travel internationally.
I'm going to play this part for this kid when he's like 13 years old. Sorry, dude. Your mom couldn't go to Venice. It's a tragedy.
This kid is going to have a wraparound Vision Pro, and he's going to be playing Call of Duty 74, invading the moon.
You're going to be holding his hand the whole time, coaching him. Keep going.
Keep going. No, yeah, you want to like...
really, yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, if the movie's done, I will watch it.
Show it to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
ready to see
rough cut. Temp effects.
Yeah.
You ready to see it?
Why not?
Okay. Yeah.
You gave notes to Francis on I can't remember the name of the movie.
Metropolitan. Yeah. Metropolis.
You drafted it.
Yeah.
I did draft it. Is that going to work out well?
I think that there is going to definitely be just we got to go see it.
Under one Oscar nomination for Megalopolis. Under.
Yes.
Under. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Under.
But don't you want to go to the theater and see the interaction with the screen? I mean, I know you do.
I can't wait.
Not over. I think that he will get nominated for Best Director, and I think that they will do like. I think they will have him there to be like, this is the kind of visionary that Hollywood makes.
I don't think they will, but maybe they'll try to give him some sort of insulting honorary.
Who's
Oscar?
more likely to get nominated for an Oscar? Francis Ford Coppola
or Mel Gibson
Clint
for
Eastwood
Flight
or
Risk?
Kevin Costner?
Oh.
Coppola.
Coppola.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coppola for sure. Juror number 2, though, undated, but coming out this year.
And not a sequel.
It's not the sequel to Juror number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Juror number 1, which is, what is that?
It's my film with Boyd Holbrook and Logan Marshall.
You should make it as a prequel to Juror number 2. It's a good idea. Anything else you want to say?
No, thanks for getting the business
I meant
out of the
to
way.
text you to be like, how am I supposed to tee this up?
You have been like so desperately nervous about sharing this information with anyone, which I appreciate
about, schedules and like what's coming up.
Yeah,
and
I know, and it's been looming for some time. Unfortunately, it's still looming for a while. This shit takes forever. Yeah. But yeah,
9 months, right? Yeah.
You know what? It's actually like closer to 10, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah. Bobby, let's do some auction order.
All right, let's do it.
This will be the big birth of my year, is how many good movies I get.
The Top Gun Maverick hat.
I saw a 3-year-old wearing this hat at Travel Town this weekend, and I was like, that's a great look. I got to get one for my son.
Incredible. Nice work by the parents. Selecting first is Amanda Dobbins.
Damn it.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank
you. Rather nominating first, I should say.
Does anybody want first pick? Do you want to trade?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Trade for like picks later?
Yeah.
Like, or cap space relief?
I don't know.
I just kind of want to see what direction you go in.
Okay. I know what I'll do, but...
And nominating second will be Sean.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I did make a long list of movies. I want to just say publicly for the record that there's a few movies that I can't draft because I've already seen them that I'm allowed to say that I've seen.
Okay.
This is big of you.
I've seen Long Legs.
Okay.
I mentioned it on a pod. It gave me a nightmare. I never get nightmares. I never even dream. I've seen... That's a true story. Have I talked about that on the show before?
It's somehow I always knew it. You know what I mean? Like somehow you just seem like a not dreaming guy.
I need you to support me more.
I do.
I really
support you.
I really do.
Like I never dream. That's your autobiography title. Do you dream often?
All the time.
Are they like happy dreams or anxiety?
They're really
dreams?
mundane.
Oh, that adds. I have like intense anxiety dreams. Very vivid.
I'm trying to push anxiety out of my life.
I think that's great. You should see the film Inside Out too, and it will give you some tools.
An absolute sensation at the box office.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Like, didn't you think at the course this weekend, like playing golf, didn't I play an anxiety-free round?
You did, and you played very well.
Yeah, and didn't you also have like one?
But my job
moment?
there, the reason why I was there, the purpose was to have fun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't. What does that have to do with dreaming? I mean, dream of a birdie for Christ's sake. I also saw Twisters, which you did as well.
Right, but I already drafted it. Yeah.
And I've seen Maxine. That's off the board as well. And I just saw The Substance, which I won't say anything about, but which premiered at Cannes.
Oh, right.
So that's also off the board for me.
For you.
Everyone working on The Substance, we're going to have a dialogue about when I can see that.
Yes.
Given.
My most anticipated episode of the year is me and Amanda talking about The Substance.
You will have to see that on the floor.
No, I have to see it on the floor, but I know it's really like, can I see it before, after, and which is better?
Yeah, right.
For so many reasons, in part because of what you've just revealed about your life.
Yeah.
I simply cannot wait. I think it's going to be incredible. And then, we already recapped the movies that we've all taken. There's one other movie that I've seen that I forgot to mention, which is A Real Pain, which I saw at Sundance, which is the Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, that's right.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran.
Culkin. Which is I'll just say for me, one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Okay.
So I can't take that, but you guys can if you are so
that
interested.
didn't break an embargo, what you just did, just to say.
It premiered at Sundance. I already talked about it on the pod. But that movie is excellent. All right.
I got to go first.
You go first.
All right. I'm going to... So the strategy here is I don't think it's smart for me to lead with like the most desperately contested like remaining.
Yeah, I think generally
because we know that Sean will like bid me up and then
let's play long toss a little bit. Let's just
I have a very even keeled approach to this. I'm not gonna you
don't have to be nice, like I
start now.
Competitiveness is not diminished by what's going on, or my whatever.
Yeah.
So
well, your family's growing. You're fighting for more, This is your horizon. Trying to expand.
Yeah, that's true. Man, I thought a lot about being pregnant on a wagon train when I watched that. Seems really uncomfortable. Anyway.
Couldn't be me. Literally.
Literally. Just like racking back and forth. No, I think I'm going to go with sort of like a middle of the road crowd pleaser, I hope. Conclave?
Yeah.
Conclave?
Let's discuss it.
Okay, I'll start at $80 for Conclave.
This is Edward Berger's follow-up to All Quiet on the Western Front, and it stars Ralph Fiennes, and it's about it's a thriller set around the election of a new pope.
Yes. Finding the successor to a deceased pope discovers the former pope had a secret that must be uncovered. It's quite a cast. It's Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, Isabella Rossellini.
Absolutely. She's playing Sister Agnes. So she's just going to be a threatening
I'm sure she'll be a nice lady.
Yeah. But that's what you want. So $80.
I'll go 100.
Okay.
I'm very interested in this movie. I got a chance to see, I think it was the trailer at CinemaCon, and it looked damn good. It looked very entertaining.
Edward Berger, interesting guy in that he already has his third film or his next film kind of already set up, which is a movie about Colin Farrell as a gangster on the run in Macau.
Yes, it's called The Ballad of a Small Player.
And I'm pretty interested in
I was gonna say,
topic. I'm equally interested in this movie because I had a short-lived blog spot called Conclave So Real.
Thanks for bringing this up.
And
I was going to prompt you if you didn't do it.
It was about the election of Joseph Ratzinger.
110, just in case the clock is running.
Was it Joseph?
Jimmy Ratzinger, yeah. God's Rottweiler, as he was known.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and
one of the best blog posts I ever wrote, and then I stopped that blog immediately.
Okay. And then what happened to him?
He passed away or he retired? I can't remember. I believe he stopped.
Didn't he get kicked out and there were some questionable...
Well, that just makes this film all the more important. I will bid 110.
I already did 110 while you were talking.
I'll bid 120. I didn't hear. I'm sorry. Wait, did you really?
Yeah, because I didn't know whether Bob was running the clock. You know?
I'll go 120.
I'm always running the clock, but just you guys are never listening to the clock, so it kind of doesn't matter.
You know what, Bob? We have a visual cue now, so you could hold up 5 seconds. You know?
You told me you didn't want to see the clock at all times because it was too stressful.
I do have a 12:30 out, so we probably have to like...
So what did you bid?
At 130.
I'll do 140.
This is a big picture uniter, this movie.
Yeah,
it's like a thriller, historical drama, a lot of cool, fun actors.
I could also
director.
see in a year that was thin like this, although this is a historically thin year.
I said 140 for the record, Bob.
It is a historically thin year, the 2024 NBA draft class of movie years.
It is. A lot of similarities.
So it's a bad year?
Yeah. I could see a movie like this in the Oscar race.
For sure.
Where everybody was like, we just all agree this was really good.
I feel like it is a very strong contender to be like in 8th place in the Oscar race.
Right. What was the last bid?
140.
I'll go 150.
Oh, 160.
170.
180. I just want to see it. This is a good example of a movie where if they emailed me tomorrow, I'd be like, I'll be there tomorrow.
So do we have any concerns about like how the current Pope is going to affect the reception of this movie?
Like, do you think he'll get out there?
Will he reject it?
Well, I mean, he's always out there, but
he's more of an open-minded fellow, though.
Sure, but
he supports the arts.
I'll see you at the movies.
Maybe like the gathering of all the comedians was,
Isn't he South American?
Promo
is he?
For this? This is
not
great.
Really.
We know a lot about popes. Okay, Alea say thumbs up, but I don't know whether that's a thumbs up to South American or Italian.
He is Argentinian.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, honestly, there's a lot of Italian culture.
I'm literally
in Argentina,
Googling who is the Pope right now. All I know is that he used some language he was not supposed to, and also he hung out with all of the comedians.
That's right.
He's the first Jesuit Pope.
I'll go 200.
I love it.
205.
I think Pope Francis has mostly been good.
I think that he has generally been perceived as like pretty tolerant, but obviously the Catholic Church has some inherent issues. Plus,
what do you mean? Like what?
Plus, his understanding of what is like appropriate vernacular in across cultures is like maybe not as up to date as we would like.
Yeah.
Appropriate vernacular.
Well,
yeah.
He's a man of a different time.
Yeah.
You know?
This man is 87 years old.
Yeah.
Just been around for a while.
Just like Joe.
Just like Clint.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Walked right into it.
Clint What a year for Clint, Joe, and Pope Francis.
This is a really, really long Wikipedia page. I just got to roll of women. Okay,
$200.
let's keep reading.
No,
I said 205.
You said 205.
In the church or this
I'll give it to
film?
Amanda for 205.
Oh, no, I'm on Pope Francis right now.
205 it is for me. You're good with that?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, great.
Sold to Amanda, if only if it'll get you to stop talking about the Pope, because we could definitely get ourselves in trouble.
How do you mean?
Who decides that?
Who's next?
Who decides that?
Sean nominates next.
Interesting. So I feel like so many of the things that I want, you guys will just make fun of me for instantaneously, and it won't even be bid worthy.
That's not true. That's not true because I support you.
Well, okay, here's one that is notable. I'll nominate Trap for $100.
Okay.
This is the new M. Night Shyamalan film coming out August 2nd, a new thriller starring Josh Hartnett.
In an ordinary year, there would be some mockery for picking a movie that we've had 2 trailers for that's coming out in touching distance. Like
I did not watch the second trailer, and I will not be watching
I will not
the
be
second
watching the
trailer.
second trailer either.
Yeah, I agree.
What a time.
But we are available to see it together whenever you would like to show it to us.
Contact me, Warner Brothers.
And you know what I think you should do is when Amanda's gone, Josh Hartnett should be the second chair.
But he has to play Lawrence from Oppenheimer in the role of podcast host. I would accept that. He's so tall.
I would also accept it. I'm just like, that sounds great.
Keep filming every
I've
episode.
like just very, very actively been trying to get my husband to interview Josh Hartnett for like.
You should profile him, honey.
Just like, don't you think?
He's got a story to
Man
tell.
of the year.
Yeah. Okay. So $100 for Trap.
105.
Shyamalan, where are you at?
Always enjoy the act of deciding that I'm going to see one of his movies and get very excited about that. And then about midway through, I'm like, this is complete nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Watchers this weekend as a Shyamalan extended family.
Deeply disappointing, I thought.
Honestly, not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
See, this is the arc of expectation is so confusing.
Also, like, you care too much about fairies.
I thought...
No, I don't. I don't want them. I don't want to see them.
Did she just break the embargo on fairies in that movie?
We discussed it on the pod like a month ago. It's okay. It's okay. There are fairies in the film.
But not the way you think they are.
This is not Tinkerbell.
It's a sort of more of a traumatized fairy. You know?
Yeah.
And that was really the issue, is we didn't see the trauma. We just heard about the trauma.
Right.
Okay, 105 still, right? Is the window closing?
115. This is Amanda's birthday movie. This is a tough one.
I have a lot of horror films that I'm looking at for the end of this year, so I don't need Trap.
Okay.
So that's fine.
So just like as soon as teen girls are just even on the periphery of a movie, you're like about
135.
Deeply unfair.
140.
150.
You're just trying to goad me into bidding so that I somehow wind up with Trap for $200 and it comes out in 6 weeks.
160.
170. This is among my most anticipated of the year.
I mean, mine too. It's also
Really?
like I mean, it's like this, and I'm like, good luck, you know. So,
maybe
what was your bid?
Warmly.
Yeah,
it's one of the last like us movies of the year. You know, where we're both like, let's go. You know, now we saw Twisters. You know, like there's not many left.
So you already got Conclave.
Yeah,
and you might get Trap right here. This is interesting.
Well, I'm thinking about that. I'm pondering how bad that would be for my game. 170.
180.
You don't even want to just get in the mix.
185. I mean, sure.
Okay.
I'll
just give it to him for 185.
That would be really fucked up.
190.
195. Chris, how are you feeling about Pop Girl Summer?
I'm passing on it. There's something called Spotifest here.
Yeah.
And the only name I recognized was Busta Rhymes and several other performers.
Too.
Yeah.
He's on that lineup to get you.
I tried to listen to Charlie XCX's album, and while I appreciate it, I appreciate what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It just hit at a different frequency.
Because it's the music made by a woman?
Nope, that's not true. You know that I have a huge appreciation for.
Who is your favorite female artist born after 1997?
That's a good question.
You're wincing.
No, because I don't want to insult anybody by getting their age wrong.
They won't mind.
Dolly Parton not eligible.
Is Sharon Van Etten's older than that, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Probably.
Did you say 97?
Yes.
97?
Yeah. Okay.
This is a great thing to ask all men in their 40s.
I'm writing at 195.
Sharon Van Etten is older than I am. She's 43.
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Sharon Van Etten is 43.
She's 43. This is case closed. We're good. It's passing on Pop Girl Summer. Understandable.
Okay.
I'm passing too. No offense.
So have you heard Espresso?
Of course. It's
you
inescapable.
heard
Oh, I
Espresso?
like Marissa from Mannequin Pussy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well done. Perfect. Trap 200,
Okay, 205,
220,
240,
260.
280.
And Cat from Wednesday.
Do you like Wet Leg?
Yeah.
I think they're probably after 1997, right?
Yeah. 300.
I'm definitely not bidding $300 for Trap, so go ahead.
305.
You can keep looking at me. I'm not going to get goaded into bidding 306 and then wind up with this movie.
Do you know anything about Chapel Roan? And tread
Yeah,
carefully.
Phoebe likes her and watches a lot of her Instagram material.
great.
Yeah,
Okay,
and so she
good.
was covering something the other day, and I was like, oh.
I think what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna say 215 just for the sake of,
I said
or 315. Sorry,
okay.
Yeah.
for the sake of this conversation. I've got like a 5-year window where I don't have to worry about this.
Yeah.
Oh, before it comes
Alice.
in? Yeah.
So I'm gonna just like sit it out.
So meanwhile, I'm trying to instill an appreciation now before
I start
it's
giving
just,
him
like,
Stone Temple Pilots albums.
fully rejected. I mean, I can't even.
Yeah.
That's
Get
what-
Alice in
I
Chains
cannot
going
wait
in
to
the
get
house.
your
Yeah.
kids into black metal.
Yeah. Enter the Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
36 Chambers.
Gainesville
What
hardcore.
did you bid?
Yeah.
315.
320.
330.
340. Yeah, it'll be tough.
I might end up with just 5 $1 movies and $995 left over
I think
when you
that
guys.
probably is like the most fun way to have different films this year, though.
What did you bid?
What did I bid, Bobby?
325.
325,
330.
335,
340.
345.
I really want it, but I don't know if I totally want it.
Okay.
You can have it.
345?
Yeah.
I would have gone to like 700.
Okay.
So
Okay. I don't think this movie's gonna.
700?
I don't care. I'm just show me Josh Hartnett as a serial killer, and then I'm on leave. Like, bye.
Wow.
There's literally like 2 full months of pods after that.
I know.
but
It's
yeah.
like this is like if Dazed and Confused took place on like Valentine's Day, and they were like, "It's all over, right?" It's like, nope, finals are coming.
Okay, CR, you put one up.
Instigators,
Okay.
which is Doug Liman's Boston crime thriller with Matt Damon and Casey Affleck, and has what's that smell? The distinct aroma, possibly of the Casey Affleck Dunkin' Donuts sketch on SNL.
Oh.
But also maybe the town. I can't tell.
I've
There's
never
something-
seen. I can't recall an August dumping quite like this.
Yeah.
And I'm fascinated by it because it's Doug Liman, Matt Damon, and Best Actor winner Casey Affleck.
And Hong Chow.
Yeah, Hong Chow. And there's one other well-known actor. Anyway, I see this as a great opportunity to create the Matt Damon Hall of Fame on this podcast, which is something we will do.
Great.
Can't wait. Is he invited?
As I said earlier, Chris is invited to any episode he would like to come to.
Well, let me just connect. Oh, you're on the spreadsheet
$80
for that one.
for this.
$80,
Okay.
Yeah.
$90.
$120.
My word.
Yeah.
You're not interested.
Was she?
Wait, but I know. So did you introduced it or you
No, I
introduced it.
And then did you already up him?
I did.
And then you went to 120.
And then I jumped $40.
Okay,
Just
I
recap
I
something
was-
that happened 11 seconds ago.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Have you seen the trailer for
I
this
was
film?
looking at the spreadsheet. Yes.
Yeah.
You said 120? 125.
135.
150.
All right. Well, this is getting a little spicy.
160?
What if it's amazing? What if it's like
What is with the I mean, is it really just that bad, or is it that Apple was like, we don't want to deal with Doug Liman anymore, and we're just giving it a
people
Interesting
are
year for
saying
him.
that they don't want to
Yeah.
deal with Doug Liman for 2 decades, and they keep dealing with him, and he honestly keeps making pretty good movies.
Sure. What's the bid?
It was like 150,
150, you said?
150. Let's just say it's
No,
150 to me.
I don't think it was that. I think it was only at 130.
130 to me.
I say this with no ill will towards anybody participating, but I think this will be terrible.
Yeah.
Because it's coming out in August.
I could be wrong. I would like for it to be good. I'm very fond of Matt Damon doing Boston things. It's
Aren't
just
we all?
generally worked out well.
Paul
Yeah.
Walter Hauser, Michael Stuhlbarg, and Ving Rhames,
Michael
and Alfred
Stuhlbarg is what I was
Molina, and
thinking of.
Toby Jones, and Jack Harlow.
That's a sick cast. Jack Harlow can't really vouch for that. Otherwise,
I mean, It is
Jack
tough.
Harlow is Chris's favorite female artist since 1997, though.
Casey Affleck, co-screenwriting.
I just learned
credit.
about Jack Harlow like 2 months ago live on Jam Session.
He's very popular.
Yeah,
Pretty good rapper.
I learned that as well. So this is tough also because it's like you have Matt and Casey going with their like, comedic comedy movie in August. And then you got Brad and George later in September. And it's like...
Are you queuing up your next...
No, I'm just like, what we really want is all of you back together, in another Ocean's movie directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Does Hollywood want that? Do they want to pay
Steven
$300 million
Soderbergh
for Ocean's 14?
He's too busy keeping it real.
Keeping it real with what?
With his experimental genre
with
films.
The film Presence. Why did this
What's
come
the
up
number?
recently?
Oh, because you were
still 130.
He was trying to guess.
Right. It's 130 to me still. Shouldn't I have won by now?
You got it. Yeah. Chris has got it. Chris got the Instigators. So
when we asked you before you did all your research what movie you were most looking forward to, you were just like that Soderbergh movie that's coming out, right? It's just like
that is what you said.
Yeah.
You can put another movie up for auction here because we're snake style.
Let's do Anora.
Oh yeah. I
The
really want to see this. If anyone's listening,
the winner of the Cannes Film Festival.
Yes.
Perhaps a star-making performance for Mikey Madison. Sean Baker is back. A filmmaker I like. Don't have incredibly strong feelings about.
I think we've had a conversation about Sean Baker.
I think I like his technique more than his movies.
Mm-hmm.
But this one...
Is it because they're often about sex workers and female characters?
I actually, to be fair, never mind. I think that this movie has like a lot of space to just take up a huge mindshare in like the award season.
I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I'm available.
Does anybody not like it? Has it gotten any dings?
It was, they show the critics scorecard from Cannes when the festival is happening, and it was the only film that pretty consistently had 3 and 4 stars across all the way across.
I need a Metacritic hit here.
A really, really rocky Cannes.
This movie kind of saved Cannes in many ways. But Hollywood and especially the Academy loves an ingenue. Somebody like Mikey Madison who's been working for a long time but hasn't had a breakout like this. It's a movie that is clearly very inspired by Pretty Woman but has very contemporary politics and ideas. It's about a woman who is a sex worker who meets a Russian oligarch and quickly marries him.
Yep.
And then things happen. Always like Mikey Madison. Very, very fun in Scream 6? 5.
She was in 5. Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Better Things.
Was she in the one that was the pandemic horror movie where they're in the cabin beating the shit out of each other?
Sick?
Yeah.
I think so.
It's not on her.
Oh, is that Odessa?
Wikipedia.
No, that's the girl.
But I did learn that she was a horse girl before she decided to try acting. So that's interesting.
Anyway, did I put a bid in yet for this one?
You haven't.
$50.
$100.
$150.
$200.
$225.
$235. Very interested in this.
$270.
$280. We never had a Red Rocket episode.
I really liked it.
He's in this one.
Wasn't ready.
I know.
Isn't he in this too? Is Simon in this one?
I'm not sure.
Also, just like talk about incredible press tours.
Simon Rex?
Yeah.
He crushed it.
It was so good. He's just always calling from
300,
Joshua Tree, and he's like, it's really important to keep your toes spread,
I hope that Anora...
I'm serious. That's a real quote.
He's a kook. I like him.
Was that because of the pandemic? Was he like in Joshua Tree?
No, it's because I guess where he grew up, did he grow up in Hawaii or did he?
I don't remember.
But he was just like, I was barefoot a lot,
Okay.
and it's just really important. You need the toe spreader for better like toe alignment.
300.
This feels like one of the few movies that we don't know a ton about that has juice in both the Oscar race and that will be like a rich discussion point. And it's coming out on October 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Rex is not in this film. 310.
315.
Oh. 325 because this could do Metacritic and this could be Oscars.
Yeah,
so you guys, it's a valuable pick for the auction.
330.
350.
Wow. You really want this, huh? $360.
What are you saving your $1,000 for?
That's what I'm saying. I just went to $370.
Yeah.
$370.
$380.
$385.
$390.
4. Have we had a 400 in a while?
Good question. I don't think any films cost $400 in our last. What films do you have right now on your slate?
Instigators. Why? I just drafted. It was like the first round. This is the fucking problem, by the way, is that Matt Damon and Casey Affleck make a crime movie, and we're like, eh. That's why Kevin Costner only made $11 million.
You think it's the woke mob?
Weekend. Yeah,
the woke mob has stormed upon the Instigators.
We're out here canceling the Pope instead of seeing Horizon.
I said 410.
You can have it.
Okay, great. Yeah. That is a high bid for Anora, but Palme d'Or winner.
Yeah,
Palme d'Or winners consistently get Best Picture nominations. I don't think this is going to make $100 million at the American box office.
I can't believe you're not going to Cannes next year.
Did
you learn nothing from not going this year?
Well, clearly not going this year was
that was a mistake.
I was angsty, and yet it was not a good Cannes.
Yeah, but think about all the material.
The mistake was not going to the Marty Cannes. The Killers.
The mistake is not going every year, which is why I'm going to remedy that next year.
Okay.
When you go to Cannes?
Yeah. But he's not going to come.
I'll see you at the movies.
Will you be flying private with your brood?
All right. Next movie I put up for bid is... Let's just do it. Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
This is the new George Clooney, Brad Pitt vehicle. Rumor floating around that there's a George Clooney, Brad Pitt draft coming on this podcast.
Oh, interesting.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was funny. It was funny, but they all these Apple movies kind of have a little bit of like, just want to check under the hood. Want to see what the engine looks like, you know?
Is this an Apple movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Sony.
Gotcha.
This is really why it's like, I'm concerned for you and the Instigators, but also...
Are you just going full Apple?
Yes.
6 Apple films?
Now I'm going full Apple as I sit here with all of my Apple products.
I'll bid $100.
I'll bid $125.
I'll do $150.
$175. This is maybe more of an I want to believe than I actually do believe situation. If I'm being honest with you.
This. We've got to be enthusiastic cheerleaders for the arts. If not us, who? You know?
It's a fair point.
So what did you bid? 175?
Yeah.
185.
195.
Just
as soon as it came out of my mouth.
Just rolled out of your mouth.
Fuck.
Yeah. Wow. It's like you just burped it up. It's tough.
One of Instigators or Wolves will be good.
Well, I'm not going any higher, so you'll be able to
get
200.
200.
I'm going to let you have it.
Oh, really? Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten every movie that I wanted so far.
Okay.
Are you out of money?
No.
Now you have 2 movies to put up here.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, okay, this is interesting now. I really do need to thank you to firstshowing.net for all of the good work that you do.
So you have Conclave, Trap, and Wolves, and you have $250 left over.
Right. And I do need another $100 million domestic because I believe in Twisters.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if Twisters doesn't break $100 million domestic, like, what are we doing here? Just as a
I just
society.
think it's harder to predict than ever. There are
I
movies
mean,
that have been big this year.
No, I know,
huge.
but that was a call to action to everyone sitting at home. You know,
Okay.
if you mean business, then fucking show up.
I believe that's called embargo breaking.
This is after Amanda's like, bring me all of your rough cuts to my home so that I may watch on the comfort of my couch.
I can listen. I'm trying to be out and about.
I hear you. Yeah.
You know,
Do you wish that your reviews were on the posters of movies more often?
Do you wish that you were a staff writer for firstshowing.net?
I've seen the rough cut and it was okay. Amanda Dobbins, The Big Picture.
I feel like I do honestly feel like if you were not at all faithful to the context of my quotes, that I could deliver some really powerful poster material.
Oh, like if there was
I mean, we could deliver some great stuff for Donald Trump's campaign.
Sure,
You know,
that's true. Please don't do that. I will sue him, and then it won't matter.
Yeah.
It always works out well.
Okay. Oh, a real pain for $50.
75.
Okay.
Yeah.
85.
$100.
You want it?
Who knows?
Okay. 105.
115.
120.
130.
135.
Interesting. So you're gonna go and then you're gonna get something for like $10 after this? I'll go 150.
Have either of you seen When You Finish Saving the World? Jesse Eisenberg's first movie?
No.
As a director?
What did you said 150?
Finn Wolfhard and Julianne Moore.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I really like Finn Wolfhard though.
I did see it. I just forgot. Yeah, it was good.
I wasn't a huge fan. I thought A Real Pain was
That's
excellent.
One for the poster. Yeah. You and Jesse, you guys are really doing it, man. You got the Knicks. You should have Jesse.
I was wondering how long it was going to take. Yeah. Well, it's playoff P Monday for you. So you feeling good?
I hope.
What does that mean?
Paul George is on the Sixers, and he has a playoff.
I did see that. That's who he is. I only know him as a cat.
Called Podcast P.
Yeah, Podcast P. You know him as he was like a cat out there.
Yeah.
Good memory. Now we can be like a cat out there with Joel Embiid.
Where's Paul George? He's in the garage.
What's honestly some of Bill's best work. Just lights out stuff.
There's no one better.
Yeah, he's truly the GOAT of animal metaphors for
you see 150?
Yeah.
155?
Do you guys know what this? Do you guys know what this movie's about?
Yeah, they're on a trip, right? Those guys they're like going across Europe.
A Real Pain follows mismatched cousins
in Europe.
David and Benji, who reunite for a tour through Poland.
They go to camps
to honor their beloved grandmother.
But it's not. Is it comic?
It is. It felt very, very Elaine May to me.
Oh, you're speaking my language because Elaine May is a woman artist I love. What's the number?
What's the number, Bob?
155.
165.
$175.
Yeah, 2.
Chris currently has one film, The Instigators.
I got a Real Pain for $200.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
It's done. You're up.
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't write any more movies down on that list over there.
It's gonna be tough for you.
Do we need to vamp a little bit?
No. I mean, I'm scrolling through. The thing is that I have to pick something that I'm okay being stuck with.
Can I raise 3 movies that are undated that I think are coming out this year, but I'm not sure? As discussion points for us. Because I think at least one of them is notable for you.
Yeah.
One is Queer.
Right.
This is Luca Guadagnino's next film.
They haven't officially announced Venice yet, but isn't it going to open Venice?
Presumably.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me.
I also felt like it seems like a strong Telluride title as well.
Okay.
Daniel Craig's in this, right?
Right, that's what they do.
Colorado thing.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig's in it.
Daniel Craig,
one of the front runners for Best Actor this year. The other movie is The Smashing Machine, which is filming right now. This is Benny Safdie's movie with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Oh, right.
Do you think this is going to come out this year?
I didn't think so, and now I do. I feel like it's got real, like, December 31st release date energy written all over it. Kind of same playbook as The Iron Claw for A24. I could be wrong. It could be pushed to 25. I wanted to raise it. And there's one more movie that has a similar shape, which is SNL 1975. Which is Jason Reitman's docudrama about, I think it's the first night of the first episode of Saturday Night Live with a very loaded cast of promising young actors.
Directed by Jason Reitman. I will bid on Queer for $50.
I'll say $100.
Okay.
I really can't say. 110?
You can't say what?
I can't say how I feel about this film. I don't know I doubt that this is coming out this year.
It's based on a book by William F. Burroughs. And it's written by Justin Kuritzkis, the same author of Challengers.
I love William F. Burroughs.
Well,
isn't it William S. Burroughs?
It is William S. Burroughs.
Yeah, that's how much I love him. Is that I knew that is correct middle
You
name.
got it right.
120.
This is so tough because I have so much passion for cinema and so many of the movies have already been taken.
This is so tough. I agree. Could this be any more tough for you? 140.
150.
160. Just to spice things up.
Are you a Luca person?
Just to throw a little turmeric in it. That's a really good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
But I would love
respectfully.
Challengers.
What are you doing?
I loved Challengers.
Oh, good. Okay. 170.
180. Klay Thompson is joining the Dallas Mavericks on a 3-year, $50 million deal, Chris. Klay Thompson.
Good for him. I'm glad he didn't go to LeBron.
Okay.
What did you bid?
150.
Where is the bidding right now?
I couldn't hear because you guys were cross talking. I think you bid.
Sorry for bringing some life to a podcast, Bobby.
I'm just telling you, practically from a technical perspective, it is challenging to hear when it's quick. But last I heard was 160.
And by whom?
By you.
Oh, good. Okay.
170.
175.
You're running out of dough, huh? I could just take this one from you.
If you'd like to do that, go ahead.
It's really not a bad idea.
Okay.
I feel pretty strongly about this movie, but I know you do too, and I want to be in the spirit of friendship
I know you do
today.
too because I just told you about it 45 seconds ago.
No, she has brought it up to me before.
I knew about it and then I forgot. That
would be really funny if I brought it up to help you and took it from you. That would be the meanest thing I could possibly do.
If you want to do it, like I said, like this podcast is still this podcast. Challengers.
My name is my name.
Challengers was supposed to be opening night at Venice last year when I was
sorry.
there. And I think that would have been electric.
190?
Did you see somebody
200
had a cool Instagram of Zendaya at Home Depot this weekend?
210.
I did see that.
Yeah. She just seems like a real down to earth person.
Zendaya?
Yeah.
Okay. 210.
215.
220.
225.
Should I just push up to 249?
If you want to.
You can have it at 225.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So now you have $25 left and one movie left.
Yeah.
You did a really good job.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You kind of, that was...
He got a little soft, to be totally honest, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you really set us up by your big announcement.
Yeah,
and now we're all like, we can't be mean to Amanda. So it's Sean's turn?
How long do you think that'll hold? Turn. Like one more podcast?
One more round of this draft.
It's also just like, that's just for the public because you've known for months. So no one's been nice to me.
Well, I'm just going to put Moana 2 on the board for $1.
I won't be bidding on this. I can't. Well, no, I can. Because I'll tell you why. I'm pretty well versed in Moana.
Are you?
Yeah, because I watched the volcanoes thing.
What is Moana about?
I watched Moana. I think I've seen Moana.
Tell me the plot of Moana.
2 volcanoes fall in love.
Can you fact check this?
That's the short film Lava that you're referring to.
Right.
Not the timeless Disney classic
Is that
Moana.
of the Moana universe?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, are you're allowed to have one sequel? Right?
I'm allowed to have one sequel.
And this would be it.
This would be it.
Oh, but neither of us can even bid on it.
Yeah, I already got my
because we
sequels.
both have sequels.
That's right. That's why I took it for $1.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Well, that seems great. Do you actually feel good about this? Because Lin-Manuel Miranda didn't do the songs.
The original Moana is absolute crack.
Yeah.
It is. I'm sitting at home in my house alone at 10 p.m. quietly singing to myself, Moana, make way, make way. Every day of my life. I cannot. I liked Hamilton a lot, and I feel very fortunate to have seen it in its original run. But I did not know the depths and power of Lin's skills.
Yeah.
Absolute lord.
Hamilton didn't reveal the full depths of his talent. Moana
there was
did.
too much I like rap. Like
you
nerdiness.
Like rap too.
I know, but it was a reflection of something that I don't like about myself. That
it's too close.
It was a little too close. Moana is just here's what we do. We sing beautiful songs.
Okay.
We write masterpiece level musical theater for animated characters. Moana 2. It's definitely gonna make $100 million. I really needed one of those. So this was an easy one for me. Okay. Chris.
We didn't do this last time. Joker, Flawed to do. I'll start it at 100.
I'm out, so that's too bad.
Okay, here's the thing.
It's going to be a time and a half at the theater.
I'm on the record as being pro Joker. I have no shame about. Jason Concepcion and I sat here.
Yeah.
Not here, but in another room, and we looked each other in the eyes and we said, "I like Joker.
Yeah.
Will you support me?" And he said yes, and I said yes. And I like most of Todd Phillips' movies.
You know what's going to make a lot of money is this film.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll also do well critically. And in a
you think it'll get an 85 Metascore?
I think it might get an Oscar nomination or 2.
For whom?
Joaquin.
Didn't
Gaga.
we already do this though? He already won the Oscar for Joker.
Oh wait, I can't do this. It's a sequel.
It is a sequel.
God damn it. Just too good at drafting.
But then are you even allowed to bid on it?
No.
Neither can I. I have 2 sequels.
Oh well.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Joker
you can have
Folie
it.
Adu will not
You already
be.
have
I
your
already
sequel.
have 2 sequels, yeah.
We're hemmed in by our own rules, just like the NBA.
Intriguing.
The second apron has
This
come
is-
into effect.
Well done.
Okay, so I have to pick something else.
Yes.
I
sadly will not be able to get Venom: The Last Dance either.
That's really sad. You fucked up.
guess I'll go Blink twice.
I've seen this.
Okay, he's
I
out.
can't bid.
I'm gonna go $50.
Well, I don't have that.
Okay.
So congratulations.
So, and now, and I'm just to bring it back to a contemporary storyline, Sean.
Yes.
I will nominate the film Heretic.
I wanted to discuss this with you. Thank you for bringing it
Awesome
up.
trailer.
Heretic movie.
Oh, you don't know what this is?
Googling.
You don't know
Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant. Oh, exciting.
Yeah, read the description.
When 2 Mormon missionaries attempt to convert a man, it turns out to be far more dangerous than they could have anticipated. Okay, so he is the man.
He's the man.
So
He's not a
obviously
Mormon
things are
missionary.
going to go wrong for him.
Chloe
Or
East
is
and
he-
Sophie Hatcher,
Uh-huh.
2 very exciting young actors.
Oh, things are going to go badly for them because he only does things where he gets to really, be
Get the bad out.
dastardly.
He looks very evil. in this
Yeah,
movie.
well, that's kind of what I think. Did you happen to read his review of Taylor Swift: The Eras Tour in London
Where did he write it?
No.
on Twitter? Are you not following Hugh Grant's Twitter? Okay, listen. Because it is a mix of what I'm about to read you and then just like scorching
$100,
hot
by the way.
excoriation of the current UK political system.
Okay.
But it's like amazing dad Twitter. Here we go. Here's his review. June 23rd. Dear at Taylor Swift 13, you have an incredible show, an amazing and hospital team, an excellent, if gigantic boyfriend, parentheses, #tequila shots. Thanks so much from one aging London boy, wife, and thrilled 8-year-old. #half girl, half bracelet.
It seems like she's
Excellent if gigantic. Hugh Grant and Travis Kelce taking tequila shots together. You need that.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do you think that she's purposely trying to alienate Joe Alwyn from the UK celebrity ecosystem by inviting every famous English person to these shows?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And I definitely think that Travis made his onstage debut in London for a reason.
Yeah.
Andrew Scott is a little bit just like seems to be having the summer of his life, and I would like to be with him, but like he and Phoebe Waller-Bridge were jamming out.
Yeah, he was at Glastonbury this weekend.
Yeah, and then he was with Paul Mescal at Glastonbury. They seem to be having a great time.
I bid $100 for Heretic, by the way.
I don't have $100, but maybe I would see this movie.
It's written and directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who also wrote A Quiet Place and Haunt. They directed Haunt, right?
I believe so.
Pretty good horror movie from 5-6 years ago.
This just looks really solid.
Do we think it's going to be like really gross?
No, I
and
think
gnarly,
it's
or is it going to be frightening?
Almost like a little fable-ish.
It feels like he's playing kind of a Vincent Price character.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he sets up a series of tests of their faith,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a little bit of like, I don't know, The Abominable Dr. Phibes or like one of those 70s movies where he's teaching a lesson about religious zealotry. It's too bad you can't have
you
this.
only have 2 movies.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. I'll go 150.
I'll go 2.
I'll go 225. I actually wrote this down at the top of the document. I'm not sure if you saw it, Amanda, because I was hoping this would come up.
I saw it.
Yeah.
But
the real fight is going to happen when we get Red 1 out there for bidding. Who will put that out there? What did you put this at, 200?
And that's the prequel to Red 2. So that's exciting.
Prequels are allowed, if not sequels.
No,
they're not. Because Furiosa was my...
And Romulus would be a prequel.
And Romulus would be a prequel, too.
Okay.
Or should they be?
It's too late.
We both have a lot of money left.
That's true. But I wouldn't be wasting my time with Heretic if Romulus is in the mix.
Well, but then...
What did you bid or no?
I guess prequels are not... Part 1 is different than a prequel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
Chris is
Wicked. Really...
Oh, yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. Did you bid or no?
I think I said like 200.
I said 225.
That's 230.
$235. This is an A24 film?
240.
240. I feel like I kind of got to get this.
Do you?
I feel like I do.
You have
250.
You have 589 left, and I have 620 left. So I'm going to put this at 300 and see where we are. There's no other horror thrillers that you're interested in, Sean?
Is this an October release, I assume?
There are some horror thrillers I'm interested in. I've seen a bunch.
Oh.
I would have scooped up Longlegs in a heartbeat if I had not already seen it.
Kind of the Pope of this podcast. That's your cross to bear, you know?
Kind of the Pope? Or the actual Pope?
Or are you God? You know?
No, I'm not God.
Who's God?
There is no God.
It's not Costner.
could be Kevin Costner. You can have it for 300.
Okay.
That's Heretic.
Now you pick. You it's your turn.
Is it?
Yeah, because I accidentally
did
Joker, and then I got
Blink Twice,
and now I got Heretic.
Yeah. You can't do Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Wow. You really betrayed yourself and your beliefs.
I think I might be more excited for Moana too. Even though it was just a TV show that they refashioned into a movie.
Okay.
It's going to make $900 billion.
Right, sure.
I'm going to put Emilia Perez on the board.
Oh, yeah. I'm interested in
dog.
this.
Emilia Perez is the new film from Jacques Audiard.
Yep.
Stars Selena Gomez,
and the
Carla
lioness,
Sofia Gascon, and Zoe Saldana.
The lioness herself.
And Edgar Ramirez, your boy.
Yeah, love him.
This was a film of much controversy at the Cannes Film Festival. It's about a disgruntled lawyer who's tasked with assisting an escaped Mexican cartel leader in undergoing sex reassignment surgery to both evade the authorities and affirm her gender. Jacques Audiard, legendary French director.
And it might be kind of a musical, too?
There are musical elements to it. I'll put it on the board for $10. Would I be surprised to see multiple Academy Award nominations?
No.
I think this is Netflix's big Oscar play this year, even though this movie is very divisive.
But they got Selena
and
in
Selena
the bag and willing
famous.
to. Yeah. And she won Best Actress along with her co-stars at Cannes.
Audiard's good. $50. He directed the last few episodes of The Bureau.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'll say $100.
So Fassbender's officially in
Jeffrey
American
Wright as well.
Bureau.
And Joe Wright is directing it.
Are
and
they
Jez
filming it
Butterworth
yet?
is writing it.
Wait, Fassbender and who?
Jeffrey Wright.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch
No.
Le
And
Bureau?
Joe Wright is directing it.
And Joe Wright. This is the
that.
Joe Wright Club.
And Jez Butterworth.
What are you talking about? You don't have time for that.
What's Joe Wright's last good movie?
Anna Karenina?
That was made 15 years ago.
I liked Hannah.
Oh, Hannah was good. Yeah.
It's 12 years ago.
I apologize for the Hannah erasure.
I say $100 for Emilia Perez. Do I get it?
The dads loved Darkest Hour.
110. I love Darkest Hour.
125. Darkest Hour is solid. It is solid. And I had a good time.
Did Gary Oldman win for that?
He did.
130.
People got to dream bigger.
Chris thought he should have won for Dark Knight. 150.
When he pointed the fucking light at this guy.
I watched War for the Planet of the Apes, and I also thought he should have won for that.
Oh, he's good in that. Yeah.
They're animals! It's a great part. Is he the best screamer of all time? The best yeller? The best male yeller in movie history?
For Now Slow Horses is back in September.
Is he yelling a lot on that show?
I'm going to catch up.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to save it.
Okay.
And that's going to be one of my...
150.
Did I tell you about my Emily in Paris dilemma?
That it's out.
Yeah, but it's like, do I watch it when it comes out or do I save it for just like truly
you've had this experience once before. Did you find it rewarding to watch television in the early days?
Yeah, but like a specific zone out television, which is why Emily in Paris would be such a treat.
You can have it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is quite a lineup so far. Anora, Moana 2, and Emilia Perez.
It's an oddball
Yeah.
auction for us. I got Instigators, A Real Pain, Blink Twice, and Heretic for $300.
Okay, so Amanda, you've got one more movie to put up. You've got $25. Now be careful. Better not be anything that we want even a little bit.
I know. Maybe I'll want this, but I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna test my Harris Dickinson stock, and also my Nicole Kidman being interested in younger men stock with Baby Girl for $5.
This is the first time I've ever heard of this film.
So it's Helena Ryan is the director. She made Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. One-time guest of this podcast. Offline, I have a very funny Helena Ryan story to tell you both that I will not be sharing on this podcast.
Okay, wow.
Pure Windhorse from you right there.
Yep. This was on my list.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman was honored last week with an award. I can't remember what award it was.
The AFI Lifetime Something Award.
Zac Efron inducted her. We have not spoken about the film A Family Affair.
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
You texted me and said you thought it was delightful, and I thought it was quite poor.
I thought it was pretty charming. I liked it way more than The Idea of You. And it's in the sort of May, December. I thought that
the polarity of this show is you liking that movie and me liking The Idea
Well, I
of
just, like, that guy, An Idea of You, is that it does not exist to me.
Nick?
I can't see him on the screen. And I thought Zac Efron was charming.
Zac Efron looks like CGI in the movie.
I mean, he does, but that, there's some complicated facial things going on there.
So it was really the realism of A Family Affair that you were really responding to?
I wanted at least 3 of Nicole Kidman's outfits.
Okay, now we've gotten to the bottom of it.
And I thought that they spent more money on the interiors than is normally spent. And I laughed a couple of times. So I did actually think it was charming. Yeah, Joey King was good.
I thought Joey King was good.
And it's about it's how it's difficult to make films and also difficult to have family.
That's what Family Affair is
about.
about.
But together we can.
What's the other one about?
Baby Girl is about grooming.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it really about grooming?
That's the impression I'm getting.
Here's the one-line description. Despite the risk and prejudices, a very successful CEO begins an illicit affair with her much younger intern.
So she's doing 2 movies about this. Well,
yeah,
I
but
guess
I think
Zac Efron is
She's been doing this forever. She did The Paperboy.
Yeah.
Like this is something she does.
Was she in Birth?
She was in Birth.
Oh, God.
Yeah, which is an
incredible movie.
Grooming in a different way.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in this movie. I am the world's oldest Bodies, Bodies, Bodies super fan.
That is true.
I wear that mantle proudly.
Yeah.
But I'll let you have it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Harris Dickinson season.
Now this feels like a Telluride movie to me.
Okay. Well, listen, it's between you and God whether you go to the mountains and see some films.
I'll be going. I'm already
you
signed
have
up.
two slots left. No, you got, or did you get your 4th there?
I've got 2 and you've got 1.
Yeah. And it's your
so it's my turn.
Nomination.
Would it be really funny if I got The Apprentice?
I was thinking about it.
It does have a distributor, Briarcliff.
Yeah.
That's our LLC.
Did you see that Haley Myers-Shire's new film is coming out this year?
I did on Annie Myers-Shire's Instagram, which I'm following religiously. The renovation ongoing.
Is Annie Myers-Shire the distributor of Haley Myers-Shire's film?
No.
So the film stars Michael Keaton,
Yes.
your husband, and your second husband, and
Third.
Mila Kunis.
Who's your second? Austin Butler?
Steven Soderbergh.
Oh.
It's well established.
And it's being distributed by Ketchup Entertainment.
Okay.
They distributed the film Hypnotic, starring Ben Affleck, directed by Robert Rodriguez.
I saw that film in theaters.
As did I.
Okay.
That's a true thing.
Okay.
It's a real company. Just putting that out there for you.
Yeah.
You've already got 5 films.
I'll see it.
I don't want The Apprentice. Do you?
No, I want something else. You don't want The Apprentice. Did you nominate it? Or did you just say I could nominate it?
I'm taking another animated film. For $100, I'm selecting The Wild Robot.
Those are just 2 words put together.
This is an adaptation of a beloved children's story. It's directed by Chris Sanders. Chris Sanders, one of the more notable names in animation in the last 25 years. He made Lilo and Stitch. He worked on the How to Train Your Dragon films. Lupita Nyong'o is the voice. She's the titular robot who's wild. I think this is going to win Best Animated Feature. I'm calling it right now.
I'm reading about Dakota Johnson's new book club book, Pink Slime, which is apparently a well-imagined, often poetically beautiful plague story.
How did that happen? How did you wind up reading
I got
about
an email,
Oh,
and I was
because you're
reading that
done.
instead of listening to him talk about.
I'll take this for $18.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which will leave me with $321.
To do what with?
To take away this movie.
Well,
that
you have
want.
$320.
Okay. So what's
well,
your
you
bid?
could also bid.
So you all okay? So now it's my turn to pick something, right?
Yes.
I'll be picking the new film from Justin Kurzel called The Order, which is about the white supremacist group in Idaho getting into criminal behavior, and Jude Law plays the FBI agent investigating them.
I'm so excited to talk to you about this.
not.
And Nicholas Hoult is the white supremacist.
No.
The best thing ever about this movie.
Are you allowed to? Is Jude Law playing American?
Yeah, he's an American FBI agent.
Can you be in the FBI if you're not American?
He's not Jude
Well,
Law.
I
He's
don't
pretending to be a guy.
I don't think it's like being the president.
I think that's a bad idea, is one thing I would say. I think Jude Law should be Jude Law.
I was listening to the program WTF with Mark Maron. He had Jude Law on the podcast. And I was like, play as soon as that was published. And one of the first things that Jude Law says to Mark Maron is, or one of the first things Mark Maron says to Jude Law is, I haven't seen you since we did the movie together.
Oh, right. Mark Maron's in this.
Mark Maron is in The Order. And Jude Law and Mark Maron talked about the craft of acting for a solid hour and 12 minutes.
Did Maron tell him about the time Bobby De Niro came up to him on the set?
It absolutely came up.
Yeah.
As it comes up in every episode of WTF. I adore WTF. The idea of Jude Law and Mark Maron even being in the same room, let alone in the same film, is very confusing to me. Justin Kurzel, what's your favorite Justin Kurzel
Macbeth.
movie? Is that actually good?
It looks good. And Macbeth is good.
I feel like that film's a bit of a slog.
Okay.
Did he also direct what's the terrible Michael Fassbender video game adaptation?
Assassin's Creed.
I
Yes,
don't
he
feel
did.
like he had final cut on that.
Yeah.
Marion Cotillard and Jeremy Irons. Also in
seen it?
Assassin's Creed. No, I skipped that. Believe it or not.
Was it because
Assassin's
you
Creed.
wanted to maintain fealty to the video game
Well,
series?
she's got to get ready
exactly.
for Assassin's Creed being the only thing that happens in her house for 12 years.
That's a good point. You should call Helen Mirren and talk about that.
Just the day that you show up with a video game console
Yeah,
or
with an
whatever they're
Xbox,
called in
yeah.
my home.
I think what I'm going to do is like leave them in different places and see what happens. And I'm just going to like,
and you know now to like bring the batteries and all the charging
secretly
packs.
under one of their beds, Red Dead Redemption's just going to be waiting for them.
Yeah, Uncle Chris left a present.
Yeah.
How much are you paying for The Order?
$320.
So the bad news is this film was acquired by Vertical Entertainment, which is, I'm sure, a very wonderful company.
But
Does it exist anymore?
Augur its pedigree, right?
It historically indicates very minimal, if any, theatrical distribution. And headed straight to Streamola.
I think I got a lot of the triggers that I need. Or at least it's as good as I can do, you know?
This is a world-class weirdo lineup from you.
You picked like 3 animated movies.
I respect. I picked 2. And 2 strong Oscar contenders.
And 2 Cannes movies, despite refusing to go to Cannes.
And of course, I have one more film that I'm going to select.
Oh, I thought I had Anora. I forgot I lost that one. Anyway, I'm fine with it, man. I'm all good. Are you gonna let me have the order?
No, we're gonna recap momentarily, but I still have one more movie I have to pick.
No, I know, but you're not gonna bid 321 for the order?
No, I'm not interested in that film.
You're not gonna let me do an all order episode of The Big Picture?
When does it come out? Is it dated?
Don't know. Yeah.
No. Okay.
But I've seen photos from set, so I feel like it's well underway. And then obviously, if he's already talked about it on WTF, it's as good as done.
So for $321, what am I going to take? I'm taking Night Bitch. Do you know what that is?
Did you not see Night Bitch?
I haven't seen Night Bitch.
Hasn't Night Bitch been kind of like done for a long time?
It has. It's been held for a very specific reason. And I think that specific reason is the Amy Adams Oscar campaign.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say the election.
Do you know the plot line of Night Bitch?
Does a woman turn into a dog in this movie?
A woman pauses her career to be a stay-at-home mom, but soon her domesticity takes a surreal turn in which she becomes the Night Bitch. Now, it's interesting that I've chosen this film as the last film in our auction shortly after Amanda announces her pregnancy.
Yeah. I will not be becoming a stay-at-home mom. I got to be honest. This is directed by Marielle Heller. I've not enjoyed the films of Marielle Heller.
Black licorice filmmaker.
And Amy Adams, I'm sort of with Bill on this one. So
whoa,
disgusting. This is a disgusting act.
Except for Arrival, which I love.
Shame on you.
I mean, when she is good, she's very good.
What about American Hustle?
Let's pull up. She was good.
What about The Master?
And they made her cry. She was good in that too. But let's read the last 10 films of Amy Adams. This is a really long Wikipedia page.
You have to include the miniseries Sharp Objects into this.
Oh my God. Aren't they just like remaking it again?
Are they?
I think so. This is just from, all right, so we have Arrival in 2016, along with Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Nocturnal Animals.
Sick.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Banger movies. Yeah.
Tourist Visions.
Justice League, 2017.
Well, she signed the contract.
2018, Vice.
Yeah. Very good performance.
2020, Sean's favorite election day movie, Hillbilly Elegy.
Should I run it back this November?
2021, Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Woman in the Window, and my personal favorite, Dear Evan Hansen.
It's tough.
2022, Disenchanted. Did I ever watch this? I rewatched Enchanted in preparation for this, but I don't even know.
I've never seen Enchanted.
Yeah. I mean, that's a rough run. You know?
I think
for one of our generation's greatest actors.
I think her demise is overstated. I don't think that those movies are good. I'm not going to tell you that they're good.
I think she happens to do a bunch of movies that don't land for Bill, and he is basically like Rico charged her with a bunch of small charges and said like she doesn't deserve any.
She's got more good movies on her CV than 97% of her contemporaries. I mean, she's in Catch Me If You Can. You know what I mean? She's in Charlie Wilson's War. She's in Doubt. She's in Julie and Julia. She's in The Fighter. She's tons of good movies.
She's like
in her.
The small or bad half of a lot of those movies, but whatever.
I mean, that's not true, but okay. She's the bad half of American Hustle. She's the bad half of The Fighter. She's the best thing in all those movies.
Well, Julie and Julia. And she's barely in Catch Me If You Can, respectfully.
Great scene.
It's a good scene, but like, let's be real.
Candy Striper.
Your eyes just lit up.
Charlie Wilson's
War. So you took Night Bitch.
Great scene.
It's okay.
Oh, she's good in Charlie Wilson's War.
She's good in that, but again. She's not the best part of it.
I think there's going to be a very, very, like a Mikey Madison versus Amy Adams showdown at the Academy Awards, and I'm pleased to have both of their films on the list. We're done.
It's because as we know, you and Chris both support films with women.
Of course I do. Look at my lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my lineup.
Look at yours. It's full of bros. Wolves.
Yeah.
Trap. Conclave.
Excuse me. Trap is a man besmirching a female-centric space. Okay? So
Pop Girl Summer getting in.
Why is pop music only for women? I don't understand.
Well, he's taking his daughter, and it's a Taylor Swift like everyone's welcome.
Do you think one day I will reenact Trap?
If you were forced to go to a Taylor Swift concert, yes, I do.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Chris, why don't you recap the films you got and the amount of money that you paid for them?
I got The Instigators in the first round for $130. That's the Matt Damon and Casey Affleck Boston crime movie. I got A Real Pain, Jesse Eisenberg's directorial sophomore effort with Kieran Culkin. I got Blink Twice, which used to be known as Pussy Island, which is Zoe Kravitz's directorial debut.
Let the record show you've said both Mannequin Pussy and Pussy Island on this podcast.
I just wanted to... I'm just being honest about what these things are called. Heretic, the horror film with Hugh Grant playing a creepy guy abducting Mormon women, and The Order, which I got for $320, and is Justin Kurzel's new movie about criminality in a white... I guess that's kind of redundant to say criminality in a white supremacist gang, but Jude Law plays an FBI agent.
Because you're saying there's a criminal nature.
Sometimes it's just community efforts, yeah.
I mean, what films did you get?
I got Conclave, the new Edward Berger movie starring Ralph Fiennes for $205. I got Trap, my most anticipated movie of the rest of the year, for $345, a steal, frankly. I got Wolves, starring Brad Pitt and George Clooney for $200. Got Queer, the Luca Guadagnino movie that is rumored to be opening Venice. They haven't confirmed it yet. I want that for everyone. Also starring Daniel Craig.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Baby Girl for $5 because no one wanted to bid me up.
I got Anora for $410. That better win Best Picture. Otherwise, that's going to seem like an overpay. I got Moana 2 for $1. I got Emilia Perez for $150, new Jacques Audiard film. I got The Wild Robot for $118. And I got Night Bitch for $321.
It would have been funny if we could have tanked for Vineland next year. Like if we could do things like that.
Movie auction in January 25 is going to be
wow.
popping.
It's going to be, you got to come back for that.
Yeah. That might have to be your first pod back.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best. I mean, some of it is in nature's hands.
We'll
as many horror movies have taught you, you
know? There were a number of films that we couldn't select because they were sequels that I think normally would have been selected. You mentioned Beetlejuice, Alien Romulus. Deadpool and Wolverine, I still want to see it.
In fact, you will be seeing it, as will I.
Yeah.
Horizon 2,
Joker Folia 2, Mufasa the Lion King. There's a new Barry Jenkins movie coming out this year. Smile 2, Terrifier 3, Venom the Last Dance. All of those movies are movies we could not take this year. Did you think about Maria?
I did, and then I forgot about it till you said Maria now.
Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie's big comeback.
That's another...
Best Actress might be a throwdown this year.
Is that coming out close to Wolves? No.
It's not dated right now. I think it's going to be a festival movie, probably a
Venice. Film. Yeah. I mean, he was there last year as well with El Conde. Those projects sort of have a diminishing return for me, as you know. Now, granted, I'm not as invested in the legend of Maria Callas as I am in Princess Diana's. So, or I guess even Jackie Kennedy's. I liked Jackie, but I wonder if I've seen this film before.
What do you know about The Piano Lesson? Adaptation of the August Wilson play.
Movie?
Malcolm Washington's movie, starring John David Washington, Samuel L. Jackson. Produced by Denzel Washington. Netflix film.
Yep.
Shot by Mike Gialucas, who I think was M. Night Shyamalan and Jordan Peele and David Robert Mitchell cinematographer.
Cool.
He can shoot a movie. Intrigued by that one. Nickel Boys, a movie you auctioned.
I auctioned. I think I got Rebel Ridge 2-3 years ago.
I don't know if that's coming out.
I thought it was Ash, which is Flying Lotus's sci-fi murder movie, sci-fi murder mystery.
What is the Donald Glover trailer that premiered today?
I don't know.
It was Bando Stone. It's a dystopian movie called Bando Stone in the New World. Did any of you see this?
No.
It's apparently going to be playing in IMAX, but is distributed by RCA. And I guess it's just the movie's accompaniment to his new album.
That's cool.
But it looks like a real sci-fi movie with real effects. Anyway, just putting that out there.
Presence, the Soderbergh movie we joked about. Salem's Lot, Gary Doberman doing Stephen King.
I think that's going to get written off. I don't think that's going to come out.
that was it for the B movies.
There's one other awards contender that we have not yet mentioned.
End? The Joshua Oppenheimer movie?
That was the one I was just going to mention. That nobody knows a lot about. It's a neon movie. I think it'll be a festival film. And we were talking about this with Van for an episode coming up. But I was like, there's going to be a movie that we don't know about. Because he was asking about doing part 2 and whether it could win Best Picture. And the end feels like the kind of movie that could do that.
I wonder, do you think knowing that Dune Messiah is coming in 26 changes the calculus about whether people are like, we will wait for 3 and then give it to Denis? And
I mean, that's like what we were talking about with Van.
That's literally what we were saying. Yeah. I mean, I think one of the reasons why they're not officially saying that it's Dune Messiah is so that it can have a chance to win Best Picture. Because once they say 3 is here.
Yeah. Then it gets into Return of the King territory.
Yeah. If Spider-Verse 2 can't win Best Animated Feature because it's the second and there's going to be a third one coming, I think Dune will be in a similar spot for Best Picture. But you don't agree with that because you feel Joker Folie à Deux should be competing for Best Picture.
I think it might be.
Should there be 3 Joker films?
Is there talk of should there be 3 active Jokers? Is that what you mean?
No. Do you think that they should greenlight the third Joker now?
Well, that's going to hurt its Oscar chances. So
Folie à Trois? Who would be the third
character? Do we know
character?
if Barry Keoghan is the villain of the Batman?
Sorry, have you seen the meme of, maybe not because it's Pop Girl Summer, but Bobby, you know what I'm talking about? And it's like, Sabrina Carpenter, so who's the Joker? And it's Barry Keoghan. So he's sort of an evil guy.
Why are you crying? Why are you crying? I have to go so bad. And now you're just sobbing about Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay.
It's really good, Bobby, right? It's a good meme.
It's really funny. Yeah, especially if you're in our particular flavor.
Okay, I'm going to find it.
Amanda needs to eat a sandwich, everyone.
I did bring a sandwich. I got to eat it.
Thank
but it's a good meme. Shout out to that meme.
Are you going to play the meme and repeat it?
No, it's just text. I just shared it with you.
You're in tears.
Okay. This is a great podcast. Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Leia Zanaris. Thanks to Bobby Wagner, our producer, for his work on this podcast. Later this week, we are talking about the best movies of 2024.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.